So this is a Rolling Stone article from March of 2024. I think it's worth rereading here. Trump's White House was awash in speed and Xanax. Under Trump, the White House medical unit was like the Wild West, and staffers had easy access to powerful stimulants and sedatives, sources tell Rolling Stone. Now, I lost my glasses. Be a little bit patient with me here. We're going to get this done. If you ever looked at the actions of the Trump White House and wondered, are they on drugs? The answer was, in some cases, yes. Absolutely yes. In January, the Defense Department's Inspector General released a report detailing how the White House medical unit during the Trump administration distributed controlled substances with scant oversight and even sloppier record keeping. Inspector General? No wonder, this is why he fired all the IGs. They hold people accountable. Yeah, even sloppier record keeping. Investigators repeatedly noted that the unit had ordered thousands and thousands of doses of the stimulant modafinil, which has been used by military pilots for decades to stay alert during long missions. Yeah. The report didn't say why so many of those pills had been given out, but for many who served in the Trump White House, the investigation highlighted an open secret. According to interviews with 4 former senior administration officials and others with knowledge of the matter, the stimulant was routinely given to staffers who needed an energy boost after a late night, or just a pick-me-up to handle another day at a uniquely stressful job. As one of the former officials tells Rolling Stone, the White House at that time was awash in speed. Wowza. I say wowza. Knowledgeable sources say that samples of the stimulant were passed around for those contributing lines to major Trump speeches, working late hours on foreign policy initiatives, responding to special counsel Robert Mueller's probe, coping with the deluge of media inquiries about that investigation, and so much more. Trump's campaign did not respond to an email seeking comment for this story. Yeah, I bet they didn't. Modafinil, also known by its brand name Provigil, wasn't the only controlled substance that Trump officials, young and old, routinely acquired. It was kind of like the Wild West. Things were pretty loose. Whatever someone needed, we were going to fill this, one source with direct knowledge of the matter recalls. The anti-anxiety med Xanax was also a popular, easy-to-get drug during the Trump years, 3 sources tell us. Neither Xanax nor its generic alprazolam is mentioned in the Pentagon report, which notes that it is not a comprehensive list of the controlled substances ordered during the Trump years. 2 people with direct knowledge of this situation recall senior officials getting Xanax from the White House medical unit and sharing it with colleagues. Sharing is caring. The Trump administration was well known for its chaotic, often erratic approach to policymaking, and for the atmosphere of paranoia, where staffers regularly spilled their colleagues' secrets and bureaucratic factions often spent as much energy attacking one another as addressing matters of the state. It's impossible to know how much of that was fueled by the widespread availability of drugs like Xanax and Provigil. But what's clear is that there was a breakdown of medical standards and safeguards at the highest levels of the American government. Some staffers even believed that confidential information about their mental health was at risk. With Trump pushing to return to power on an agenda even more vicious than his first, a full accounting of the misuse of powerful stimulants and sedatives by his staff isn't just a matter of historical interest. It's a preview of a very possible future. Like I said, this was March of 2024, y'all. During Trump's presidency, 2 sources say senior staffers would repeatedly down Xanax with alcohol, which is a no-no. Such a combination increases the risk of serious life-threatening side effects because they're both respiratory suppressants. It's like doing heroin and alcohol. Any benzo and alcohol. Stupid. This was according to the National Library of Medicine. Nevertheless, senior officials would use Xanax and alcohol together to soothe themselves while enduring the sky-high levels of stress that come with working at the highest pressure environment in America, with the added pleasure of serving the whim of the infamously volatile, intemperate Trump. As one former senior administration official puts it, you try working for him and not chasing pills with alcohol. Wow. The White House medical unit has been handing out prescription medications to staffers for decades, especially when they're traveling abroad and need to combat jet lag. I think my White House staffers know that overseas trips are very grueling, Stephanie Grisham, Trump's former White House press secretary, recalls. For us, you'd be on a flight with a president who never sleeps, and then you hit the ground running in a foreign country, and you have to be alert and ready for the president and other foreign leaders. She describes a procedure broadly familiar to staffers across administrations. On overseas trips, physician and president, Dr. Ronny Jackson, would come around Air Force One asking Donald Trump's senior staff if they needed anything. This included Provigil and the sleep aid Ambien, and he would hand them out, typically in the form of packets with 2 or 3 pills in them. When this happened on Air Force One, a nurse would be trailing him, writing down who got what. It's back home where things got sloppier, the Defense Department investigation, our senior sources note. Pills were often handed out without specific need or diagnoses. Black and white procedures that doctors and pharmacists routinely follow when prescribing controlled substances were ignored. Orders for pills were often written down incorrectly or not at all. One former White House medical chief staff unit staffer told the Pentagon investigators that the unit worked in the gray, helping anybody who needed help to get this mission done. Another said, "Is it being done appropriately or legally at the time? No. But are they going to get to that? But are they going to get to that and reach out to those who want? Yeah." Jesus. So while prescription drugs have long been in the White House, John F. Kennedy reportedly took a cocktail of uppers and downers to fight back pain, and Richard Nixon allegedly took an anti-epileptic drug when his mood wasn't too good. They have rarely been dispensed as widely as they were in the Trump years. Yeah. The anything, anytime, anywhere approach inspired a sense of entitlement among Trump staffers, some admit. Some senior administration officials would casually mention their Xanax intake, one source with direct knowledge of the matter said. The source describes a time when an aide to Melania Trump walked into the White House medical unit and said, "Could you prescribe me Xanax?" She just came in and demanded it. The source wasn't a doctor or pharmacist, however, and wasn't allowed to prescribe the anti-anxiety drug. The source politely declined. Oh, declined? No way. I'm so sorry. I just lost my spot. Well, anyway, it's getting a little bit long already. This is a long article, okay? It's a very long article, so yeah. Does any of this surprise you? I mean, when you look at the policies that they're trying to inflict upon America, does it really surprise you that this is happening? I don't think it's surprising. I think that I'm going to have to do part 2 here when I find my place again. I'll do the part 2 and I'll read the rest of the article in 1 second. Thank you for watching. Even those MAGA motherfuckers, it just I make them laugh. Well, thank you that I live in your head rent free now. Appreciate it. And you watch my videos. No problem.